Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends and another in our series of I Built Them So You Don't Have To. Today we are going to take a look at Ruella. She is the second of the Sylvan companions that I have ready to go, so without further ado, here she is, Ruella. Just want to make a quick note here. As you can see, I am setting team setup here. She will not use timed offensive by default, and she actually only uses it second if she doesn't think she can kill in one shot. So just keep that in mind when using her in different content. Timed defensive fills the turn meters of all allies by 20% and places a 30% increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. No respite attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 50, bookable to 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense buff, a 25% weaken debuff, and a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Harassment Volley attacks one enemy 3 times. Each critical hit has an 80%, bookable to 100% chance of stealing 5% of the target's turn meter. All right, so there she is. There's her kit. Let's now talk about how I have her built her out. You can see we have her in some Savage gear with that 241 accuracy. Let's take a look at the stats in total. 37, 456 HP, 57, 51 attack, defense 16, 15, 2, 209 speed, 72 crit rate. She does place her own crit rate, so we are building her out for that. 250 crit damage, and as I said, 241 accuracy. Her Masteries, let us move it over here. Again, another champion that I suspect will mostly be used in places for PvE. So we went with the standard damage to War Master, and then over here, a chance to extend and to place on her buffs so that she has the full ability to run this, as it is only 75% chance on these units. Now, this is going to be a boss killer in my opinion. That's her deal. She's got lots of turn meter manipulation, and she has the ability to really kind of snowball is the whole point of her. But why don't we take her into some damage testing? I'm actually going to bring in Miss Rider and put the two together. I know they're slightly different kits, but to give you an idea of what the two of them can do versus each other. And then we're going to take her into a dungeon somewhere and see if we can't make use of her kit to best whatever boss we can figure out. So why don't we head to damage testing next? Okay, here's our bevy of test champions here. Obviously, Ruella, once again, let's just remind you, she's got 57, 51 attack, a 250 crit damage. She's going to boost her own crit rate. Now, this is going to be over 2 turns, so she has enough speed to do that, so that's fine. 241 accuracy to land her possible debuffs. And so that's going to be Ruella in Savage. The other 3 are not in Savage. We're going to bring Aina in here. She's got 58, 39 at 252. Very similar numbers. She's obviously got 2 single target attacks, so we can always test both of them. And then of course we know Whisper, but I like to show you what in there. And then I thought I'd bring in Knight Errant as well. He's got some unique mechanic to him that does hit really hard, but it does also give you an A2 that has a single target, and we can see what is really going to be the most useful for you in this case. Keeping in mind, of course, she's really going to shine more on a boss because of her single target abilities than on a wave, so just keep that in mind. And because of all of her turn meter manipulation and her use in the a small faction wars, right? So there's a big deal there. So let's see what this we'll use the dudes here. So 57. We're gonna boost our turn meter here, our thing here. And then we'll use Gnarlhorn. That's Gnarlhorn or I think that's Gnarlhorn. All right, so let's see what kind of damage he can do. Not a 48, not a lot there. And she's already taken a turn. We'll hit you as well. 54. And now we're gonna take that hit on this champion, and boom, 3 hits, 24, both 60. So let's end battle. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything special. Obviously, Whisper was the hardest hitter. Aina went twice there, so that's probably 70, so about the same. Knight Errant was the lowest damage on that. So now let's go to A1s. It's unfortunate she doesn't have another ability. It seems really kind of suspect, I would say. So let's check Aina's A2 again here just to see. That's a 49. It does deploy a weaken, mind you. Because we're going to get back around to it anyway here. So she's got the crit rate, so she won't actually need it to test her A1. 20,000. And then Knight Errant, 37. So that's really nice. Aina's A1 here. 35,000. And let's see her A1 here. 45,000. So again, nothing surprised, nothing over the top, nothing big damage wise. She did hit more. She did hit for more than Whisper or Knight Errant, and about the same as Aina. Of course, Aina got two turns. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this is where she's gonna shine, but at least we know what her damages are. They're not crazy. They're not very, very good. I think what's gonna make her the most useful here is that she's able to put an AoE crit rate buff, so that these companions, you can build out all the ones you're not using in other content, which may probably include her and Miss Rider. You can build them out with lower crit rate, and she's still gonna keep that up. But it's unfortunate. I honestly thought she was gonna hit harder than Miss Rider. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to put a team together. She's got turn meter manipulation, so this may not work out for me. But I'm gonna try to see if we can put her into a Fire Knight team, because I feel like that's the best. So I'm gonna do what I can here, and then we'll come right back. Right, I think this actually works. We're gonna give this a go here. I did actually succeed the first time. Not too sure if that's gonna work. But my original team here does about 1 minute and 20, and that is with Lady Kimmy. But if you don't have Lady Kimmy, here's a possible option. Honestly, Ghostborn is just there for the reliability, because he can't be 3%ed. But you could obviously put any defense down champion in that spot, especially if they have buffs. I mean, obviously, if you have someone like a Lydia, that would be the next option. By the way, Ruella can absolutely slide into that first spot to give you that extra little bit of accuracy. But I do want to just make sure that we're not losing anything on round 1. Then round 2. Yeah, I think we're good here. So let's give this a try. Ruella might be best if you put her in some kind of immunity set, so that gives you an extra buff to crunch, depending on how good your seer is here, because she's only putting up 1 buff on everyone instead of 2. That's a significant difference. And there is some leftovers to try to kill here. So let's find out what happens here. I'm a little bit curious to see if this will actually do it, because it's always nice to have different options. I know that it's a seer comp, but still, I'd like to see what we can get done here. So actually not bad. And then she can hit. Yeah, okay. If that's the worst that's gonna happen. I don't see, this is a bit of a problem. 1 hit though, not bad. Okay, yeah, it looks pretty good still. And then she's really fast. She's got that triple hit A1. So you're really getting this down quickly. Which is nice. And there we go. It's open. And she's still going to hit decently. She's just not going to hit quite as hard as she did before. She's not a big hitter, to be honest with you. So I don't feel like that's really a loss. The big thing is her A1 has that turn meter theft, plus she has a turn meter boost. And she does have a decreased defense. So that's going to help you as well in case Ghostborn doesn't land his. Remember, she's got all those buffs. She's got the decreased speed. All this is part of what's really good for the Fire Knight. So I'm actually pretty stoked that we have a champion, another champion. It's going to be a little bit slower than my other one, but we have another champion, who a arguably much more accessible champion to bring into the Fire Knight 25, which is a really nice happy accident. Yeah, see that triple hit, stealing some of that turn meter. So it's reducing his turn meter 3 times and giving, stealing it. So she's getting it. And she's boosting turn meter too, which just gets us to that allure quicker. It is slower for sure. I don't think this is one I permanently, but hey, 140. I'll take 140 on Fire Knight 25. I had her slower in my first run that is not recorded. We succeeded at 150. So I think just speeding her up. I'll show you how I rebuilt her here for this. Let's go into no, we don't want to spend more than we have to. We've already spent too much, my god. So yeah, really hyped about this actually. I was a little bit concerned after seeing kind of her lackluster damage, but I was just using her wrong. So now we know, don't use her for that turn meter. Do not use her for the damage. The damage just isn't quite there. But now we have her really fast here. We have her at 285 speed. She's a 112 speed. That's one of the highest speeds in the game for starting speed. We still give her the damage. We still have her in that damage quotient. 260 accuracy is a really nice group because Seer puts an increased crit rate as well. So if one eats the buffs, the other puts them back up. It's kind of still good, still safe. About 1,000 less attack and about 15 less crit damage. You could play around with this. I just wanted to make it real quick. I would almost say, yeah, I would still keep it that. So really take a look at this and use this as a turn meter boost, right? I should go without saying, but we could probably take her into the arena. Actually, we're going to take her into the arena next. Why not? I'll show you kind of where you'd use her there. All right, so here's an alternate way you can use her. I have brought her up to a pretty good speed, and it's for a double boost situation. Now we've foregone the damage and gone strictly the way of course, getting that speed up there so I can double boost my way through, making sure that she's the fastest on the team. Because of her high base speed, this is absolutely something you can do as you get better gear, and maybe you get a triple speed roll banner accuracy especially. I have a double. I don't have a lot of some of this stuff isn't actually glyphed yet, so I could probably even get that speed higher, but it's just this opportunity to double speed boost. Also, if you're making an arena team around her, you've got that crit rate. You're going to be using that if you're using this in a speed thing. I know that speed isn't the meta it used to be. I understand that. But for 6 days of the week, it truly still is the meta. It's still what people do. And this gives you the opportunity then to kind of sweep it out and take out the team. And, have different options out there for a team like this. I actually kind of like the ability to have another champion. Do I need her? No. But if, the reality is, most of the other champions who can fill this role are legendary. And, Morgane, for example. Lysandra, obviously. Arbiter, right? Lady Kimmy even has that boost. All of them are legendary champions. So to bring in and have the ability to have a champion. Now, I don't know if my speeds will be tuned right here. But, I mean, let me just... Another option here. Just this opportunity to take a different stride. Again, the speed might not be right here. But just being able to double boost here and get the opportunity to, of course, take out the enemy in different ways. Oh no! See, that's the worst. That's the worst nightmare, when their team isn't good enough to make that work. That's actually kind of funny, if you ask me. All right, let's. Not what I wanted. Oh, the counterattack! Get some! So, sorry. That's funny. Yeah, by the way, if you're going to do an ally attack comp with Baron, make sure you don't kill the champion. I should have had it. See, the thing is, I have him in the wrong. He should be in the second spot. I always like having them afterwards because I'm fighting tougher teams. When I use that comp, it kind of backfires on a team that's a little bit weaker. But yeah, I think she's absolutely. I don't see why you couldn't use her in these sort of scenarios. She's gonna bring you some attack. If I had crit rate gloves that worked for the team, I would absolutely use those instead. But just that double boost, that crit rate probably gonna help you out. There's no way I'm gonna kill her with everyone else. There we go. Oh, look at you with the fancy. Actually, we're just gonna turn meter boost. We're just gonna boost. Bring back the dog. See, that's why I really like that ability, is because I'm saving his Sky Piercer for if someone has Swift Parry or the Stone Skin champion, when I know that the Stone Skin champion itself can't beat me. But yeah, so yeah, I think absolutely usable in the arena. Love her at Fire Knight. Didn't expect that. Doesn't have the damage that I want her to be, but I think that that's fine because she fills a completely different role that I just in my, I'm so used to building nukers that I didn't even fathom that maybe she's not used for that. And as you can see, she's absolutely much better in a turn meter support role. But you can still build her for damage, so don't be scared to build her out for good damage. So let's go to my final thoughts next on Ruella. So my final thoughts on Ruella, I really like her. I really like, first of all, she's Evangeline Lilly, and that's okay because Evangeline Lilly is A, Canadian, and B, a wonderful actress, and C, very, very beautiful. And we have a champion here who, at first, I was a little bit concerned. I was underwhelmed by the damage, and I thought, uh-oh. But not every attack is built, and this is the one thing that probably drives a lot of people crazy when they first enter this game, is that the attack means nothing. The attack, we have 1,600. We have a champion with 1,700 attack that hits far less than a champion with 1,300 attack. Because modifier, there's a multiplier that's hidden that they put on these champions that thankfully we can read through the data mining. You can go to a place like Hell Hades and find those multipliers out. But her multiplier, not that good. But what she does bring is she brings in a utility of speed boost and manipulation of turn meter. Very great for Fire Knight. Really surprising that I could just take Lady Kimmy out and put her in at about the same speed. I think I had her at 285 speed on the successful run. She has a boost. I would recommend, if you're going to use her for Fire Knight 25, to put her in an immunity set, something that can be eaten, just for that extra buff, just to be safe. But yeah, overall worked really well. And really happy to see we're 2 for 2 on Sylvan Watchers. I think both of them are probably going to be mainstays in there. This one especially with that high speed, base speed, and turn meter boost, plus the ability to turn meter drain off her A1, just makes her a really strong champion altogether. She's not the boss killer I thought she was going to be, though. Notably, she'll also be very good on the boss because you can build a team around the crit rate if you need to. Then you build a team, and then you have the team around this, which is a 75% chance granted, but very helpful overall to get bosses murdered. I still think this is where you're going to be focused, but I do think it's a happy bonus, right? You bring in a champion maybe with just decreased defense, or you bring in 2 champions that don't have 100%, and then between the 2 of them they really bring it through. That decreased speed on bosses that allow decreased speed, also a very, very strong skill. So there it is. There's my video on Ruella. I hope it was I really hope it was informative. It was to me even, so I hope that you found the same out of it. And I want to thank